Hey guys, so some of you might recognize me. My name is Anthony Ramos. I'm actually going to be doing a tutorial for today. Um, so we're going to start off double checking. You guys will start on the Unity Hub. You guys will start right here. Make sure that you logged into Mr. Diaz's profile. If you need his credentials, you can ask him. He'll give it to you. You're going to log into your Trigger project. Once it loads up, you should have left off around here on your door. We have your door set up with your FSM. You have it set to door closed when you open your Playmaker. It's to set material as your first action. Use owner, have the material color to red. What you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to rename it from door closed to door closed stationary. This is a stationary state. It will rotate it to the other states that you're going to be making to change the color and to make it rotate. So we're going to right click now on the empty, click add state, set it to door open, so you rename it to. Go to your action browser now, set material color, then on your color you're going to want to set it to green. So you set it to green, set to bring action browser tween position. Once you have tween position, it's very important, where it says game object, you click it, click specify game object, and then go to where your door is. Now that your door is here, you're going to want to click on your door in the scene. Make sure that when you rotate it, it's rotating, and you grab which direction you're rotating it to. It's very important that you do that. But there's one problem. Right now you're not rotating properly. You need to set a pivot point for it. So you go up to the top left, make sure it's on pivot. So in this scenario, you're going to want to move it a little bit to the left. Just make it a little bit bigger. A little bit longer. Not too long though. Rotate a little bit to the left. So when you do the test rotation, it's got to start all the way over here on the blue. So you're going to want to make it longer. So move it to the left more. Make it longer. Let's try it out. Yep, that's fine. Or, if you prefer to, you can make it rotate from this side so that your door button is left alone. So you would just set it to 0. So now we go back. You have your door. This is your dimensions. You can copy it if you like. You go back to your door button. Open up your FSM and Playmaker. You have a specified game object to door. Then you go from current position. And then it says to. And it has options. You click on war position. Set it to local offset. Since this is at -90 and you're doing an offset meaning that you change one position and add whatever positioning you're putting here to it. So you go local offset, you do 90, positive 90. It's very important that you keep that in mind. Then you do ease type, do ease in out quad. It's the third one at the top. You don't have to set a loop event. You don't have to set a finish event. None of that. Make sure that the tween rotation is below the set material color action. Now you're done here. You go to where it says door closed stationary, mouse down, right click on the transition and drag all the way to door open. Once here, you're going to right click this, click add transition, another mouse down. This is where you add the actual, so you right click the empty, add state, and now this is where you type door closed. The difference between this door closed and the original one is the original one is meant to be as a placeholder to prevent false looping. So instead, it wouldn't be when you start it and click the button for the first time. It wouldn't just immediately rotate. This is meant to keep it stationary. Then is when you activate it. Then you go back to then closing it, and it would loop between these two. So for this one, you're going to do the exact same thing. You can go door closed stationary. You can click on this little wrench, or this gear, sorry. Click copy selected actions. Go to door closed. Right click on the empty and click paste actions. That way you can have the same action here. This is to set the color red. Now you want to do the tween position. We're going to do it as you see here. You have to specify the game object. So we're going to go tween position. Set material colors on top as it should be. Now we go back to the hierarchy. Click where it says game object use owner. Click specify game object. Then go to the door, drag it in. Go to where it says option 2, options, world position, switch that to local offset. But this time, we're going to do -90. We're going to again set the ease type to ease in out quad. And then, you don't need to change any of this. All of this is fine. You go right click the state, add transition, mouse down. Now this is where you need to pay attention. On the door open state, the transition mouse down, you have to set it to the door closed, the one that you just made. For the door closed, you have to set it back to the door open. So the flow would be from door closed stationary. It would go to door open. Then in between door open and door closed, they would loop in between each other. It should never go back to the stationary one. So now we click play. Give me 1 second. Now we click play. Go to it. Obviously, there's going to be some holes. You can do your best to fix that, but it's not necessarily required. So you're here. As you can see, it starts off as red, even though it was colorless. So you know the first part is right. You click it. Oh, looks like we made a net error. Now we gotta go back. See, I did tween position. You gotta go back. Instead of tween position, it's tween rotation. So you go to door open, remove action, tween rotation. Again, you go to specify game object, door. Instead of world rotation, you do local offset rotation. You do +90. Ease in out quad. Make sure set material colors on top. Perfect. This is fine. Go back to the second one. Set tween position. You do tween rotation again. From use owner, you go to specify game object. Door. Current rotation, fine. World rotation, local offset rotation, and you do it to -90. Ease in out quad. And now we go back. Let's move this over here. Now we start again. So it's red, so it's starting out fine. Let's select it so we can see the states. See, and it rotated. And now we come back and it rotates normally. So we rotate it, we can pass through it. And now we click it again. It goes back to normal. It's very important that you don't repeatedly press the button as it's rotating. You have to give it time for the rotation to finish, or else it will repeatedly go through the process of rotating it, and this is how it would come out. See how when it's done, it's not supposed to be, it doesn't complete its full rotation? It's because if you repeatedly press it, it won't get time to finish its rotation. So it ended up in a different offset than what was actually intended. It's very important to keep that in mind when you're testing. But that would be it for today. Next class, you might end up implementing this into your cabin, or you might even do in this class. You never know. If you need more help, or if you feel as though you get a better grasp of this, or you want to get a better grasp of this, I'd recommend playing with it. That's how I do it. If you don't understand something, try and fidget with it, try and figure it out. Because there's definitely a lot more things you could do with different tweening. And that would be it for today.